Good morning, everyone. It's Cal, playing some more Super Metroid. We just got the high jump and kind of headed into Norfair for the first time. And I believe that's all we can do here, so we're going to head back up now with the high jump. And we should be able to clear, I believe, the rest of this section of Brinstar. Fight the first boss, first real boss. Cray, and get super bombs. So I'm hoping that's going to be this session, this video. I love how they just make you dip in so briefly to this. They do a really good job. I've mentioned a lot of the things they do a really good job of, and one of the biggest things is this sense of back and forth that you get from it. I'm almost positive that section over to the right requires super bombs, so we're just going to go ahead and ignore it for now. Oops, that's not exactly what I was trying to do, but that's okay. I've always hated this room. The little section with the water is always really annoying. You can technically get through this section earlier. Oops. See what we got. I think this is Spazer. Yep. So Spazer is going to give us even more firepower. This is another one of those hidden ones where I find it really interesting that they hid these so well early on because they're kind of important. Spazer and Charge Beam are both kind of hidden early in the game. And they are really powerful. So, yeah. Gives you a lot more flexibility early on. Energy recharge. Unfortunately, we don't also get missiles and super missiles back from that. That's a separate recharge station. Oh, I thought we could get back through that. I must be thinking... Okay, apparently we do need to go back this way. I must have been misremembering. This game does have an amazing soundtrack. It just had... The melodies are simple, but but it is very atmospheric despite that. Okay, I misremembered. Ice Beam is back here then. Must be down here. Yep, this is the way to Cray. Okay, I misremembered. Okay, and there's Cray. Totally not actually Cray. I wanted to go through here just to see what was up. I'm pretty sure that the actual boss fight is in the next room, so we're gonna wait a minute here and go back over to this save point for safety. Once again, I love the fact that it puts the save point on the easy path and then makes you go, wait a minute, does that mean this is a dead end? And then you look at the map that it already gave you and you realize, oh, there's a section over here that I haven't been through yet. Maybe that's it. Maxed out on missiles and super missiles is what we want here. Also worth noting, this is the first time in a while that we've seen the okay. Oh, figures. That did not recharge super missiles, worth noting. But we do have these enemies here. There we go. Close enough. Okay, first real boss. Cray is not too tough. This is definitely a more intimidating version of Cray than the previous game and that little, like, minor iteration that we saw there. Woo! There we go. Does not take too many super missiles to finish Cray off. The trick is just that you have to shoot him in the eye first to get him to open his mouth, and then shoot into the mouth. So basically, if you're sitting on super missiles, it's not very good. Because you end up wasting them trying to get it, or trying to get past. Now, on the other side, we end up with... like, you don't need it. I'm kind of curious because I'm not sure exactly what... like, that would be a really tough boss if you're getting to it casually for the first time and don't really know how the game works or aren't comfortable doing, like, item switching. Like, the fact that I know how to, like, preserve my ammo and how to beat the boss helps a lot in this case. Also, the fact that I had charge and Spazer, which, again, if you had missed charge and Spazer, that would leave you with 5 super missiles and 30 missiles. So you'd probably be going a lot slower. You'd probably be having to punch through all of that. And honestly, that's kind of a... that is just a trap, I think. Yep. Yeah, no, it's like that fight seems like it would be really hard for a casual player. You do get little stuff flying around that can give you recharges. Also, we still don't have the means to get back up the tunnel yet. No ice beam. We have the Varia suit, which lets us explore further down into Norfair, but not the ice beam that lets us go back. Okay, so the bottom path... let's see. Yeah, that very bottom path we couldn't get through. Because I think left requires the dash. This right of the save point requires the dash. Going right here is probably the correct way, because down all the way, I believe, was a one-way gate. And we still don't have super bombs, so we can't go through the yellow door. And yes, we would like to save, because we just fought a boss, and we should probably save. Okay, so... now that we have the Varia suit, we don't take the heat damage going through this. Let's see what is up here, though. Because I think this is an energy tank? Nope. Must just be the way back. That's okay. So we see some enemies that are, again, familiar to the original game. Specifically to Norfair, which is neat. Get all that map coverage. The lava is rising slowly. And then not so slowly at times. I forgot that it stopped here. There's a race section later. I was thinking this was at. Again, this game is amazing at manipulating you. I'm not sure if this is... I think this might actually be the right way, in which case we probably don't want to go through here yet. But, whatever. There's a way out, at least. I guess we'll go over here first. I honestly don't know or remember which way to go. So we're just kind of exploring here. We don't have the map yet. This is the other side of that. So we need the speed booster first, which is probably what we're going to get over here, I believe. That's going to open up a lot, actually. Okay. So not that way yet. I'm pretty sure this is just a refill station, basically. Easy spot to get a bunch of ammo and health back if you need it. This looks like Ice Beam. Hey, it's that other section I was talking about. Despite the fact that it is a platforming game, there aren't a ton of tight platforming sections in Metroid. This area being, or like this type of area being one of them. I've mentioned the influences of Super Metroid going beyond it, and a lot of the other Metroidvania games, that kind of platforming is more common. We're just gonna go across here to get the map completed and hope that we don't screw up, because this is definitely the if you fall section. But yeah, no, I think it's interesting that different Metroidvania games really latch onto different aspects of the genre, and that's actually one of the big things that, like, from some of the stuff that I was mentioning earlier, you know, like, the fact that a lot of games kind of feel like they're copying, but they kind of miss the mark at the same time. Like, there's a lot of games that try and do, like, colored doors. We've seen in the last couple, specifically, several times. And like in what was it, Deedlit Wonder Labyrinth and Toho Luna Nights. Both of those are very. You get a a key to open a door, but it feels more like the traditional like Wolfenstein because it is just literally a key as opposed to Super Metroid where it is a key with a purpose. Which something like Guacamelee does a little bit better where yes, you have colored blocks that you can bust through, but the colored blocks aren't just for getting through that. It's for they each have their own purpose and they integrate it into combat as well. Both with the color-coded like enemies that you have to kill with it, and also with the just the different movement types that it gives. And that feels a little closer to something like this, where yes, you get different, effectively you get different keys as you go. That looks like it needs grappling. So I'm going to leave that corner unchecked just so that we have a reminder to come back. I guess you could say in a similar way, the way Metroid handles its inventory system, for example, is way different than Castlevania Symphony of the Night also, and those two different styles, the more RPG style game and the more Zelda collector style game, definitely kind of are the two sides of a lot of Metroidvanias also. Okay. And this looks like it requires grapple, so we're probably not going to be able to get it yet. No. Need Ice Beam, Grapple Beam, or something. Okay. Now we have a little bit of backtracking to do. Oops, that's not good. I love how they give you those different heights of spikes. And on one hand, it seems like a barrier, but it's actually also giving you timing cues. So you can start on. Basically, it's almost like it's a reminder that you can start uncrouching before you get too far. Oh. Crap. I thought that was where we went. I was wrong. Same kind of thing with this. Yes, it gets in your way, but it also gives you a barrier to hit. So if you try and jump too far, you don't just land in the lava. It gives you a spot to like fall back to almost. Full charge shots are so much more powerful. It really does make a difference. Okay, so we should be able to just go this way now because we can't get out. There. What's over here? Of course, there's a save point that I totally missed. Well, that's probably not a terrible spot. We got the speed booster at least. We didn't really get into a good spot to use it yet, but except for that little escape passage. But yeah, hopefully you are still enjoying. If you are, please give me a like and subscribe. Check out the other content on my channel. If you have any questions or suggestions, please leave them in the comments. And as always, have a good one. We'll catch you next time.